Good evening, music teachers, and tonight I have a brand new product to add called Rainbow Rhythm Race. It's a method of using syllables from either Kodály, Takadimi, or Gordon Frosath to teach your students how to read music. So, for example, let me just quickly show you that there are 9 different levels, and as your students move and read through the levels, they're set up so that, for example, you start by teaching them how to do each thing. So ta, or for example, if you do Gordon, then do. I didn't put the Takadimi in because I know it's not as prevalent in this area. So I just stuck to Gordon and Kodály for the most part because those are the ones that I know. Okay, so you say ta and clap your hands once, and then if you're in grades K through 2, you say shh for a quiet note or for chord rest. And if you're above grades 2, I try to make students in grades 3 through 6 have a completely silent beat, but they have to show me that beat is still present there. So they have to put a movement. So for example, either a finger to the lips, both hands moving outward like a rainbow, which is the universal rest symbol, or to make it fun, because some of them love to do this, a dab to the right or the left. All right. So for example, if we go to the first one, it would be ta, 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 shh. Or if they're older, ta, ta, ta. All right. So that's kind of the idea of how it goes. As they progress through all of the rhythms, I progressively made things a little harder, and when they finish this section, there is a nice little congratulations thing to show them that they're done. And then when they finish, you, the teacher, there's a section for you, which shows you a bunch of different things you can do. I tried to put in some Dalcroze activities. I put in some writing activities, and I put in song activities. The only thing is that due to copyright, I can't actually post links to videos or web pages, books, and songs because they're not my own creations. And as music teachers, I know that you're probably aware and understand copyright like that. So I just listed the names and where you can find those things. Most everything that's in here is a combination of either YouTube, Best Notes, let's see, Music Cake Magazine, First Steps in Music, which I know is a popular book that people use. I'm trying to think if there was another 120 Songs, Games, and Dances, the Melody Book. These are all like really popular books that people use to teach music out of, so I just tried to keep the popular ones in there. All right, and then there are different sections, like for example, red has 2 levels, but as you go through the sections, you'll start to notice that some of these sections have repeated things that they've seen before, and there's a reason for that. The more that they repeat these same repetitions, they're going to memorize them and remember them, and by the end of the program, because they've repeated them so much, they'll know what each of these rhythms are and how to say them and actually do them, and eventually you won't need to prompt them anymore, and they'll be able to do it by themselves, which is the goal of the program, which is to get your kids reading. So basically that's the whole idea. All of these sections are collapsible, so as you work through this, you can close the sections. Oh yes, there's a progress chart here. So say for example, if you're not a classroom teacher, I totally understand. I used to be on a cart as well. So instead of posting like laminated color bars on your wall, with like placards of classroom names, then you could use this sheet instead. And what you can do is these are all copy and pastable, so, and then rewritable. So say for example, all right, we have Miss Smith's class. We'll say you need to add another class. Another class is on red. Okay, so now I can change this to something else. This could be Mrs. Deacon's class. Okay, so all of these are changeable. You can copy and paste them. Even the bars are changeable if you wanted to change color for whatever reason. The crown has, oops, that's supposed to be grouped. 1 second, let me fix that. All right. So, Control G. Oh, it's supposed to stay together. Hold on 1 second. Control G. It's not liking what I, oh, there we go. Okay. So to group something together, you have to click on both the objects, and then it will bring the object with it. So I put a text box on an object. So on the crown, say for example, so that way you could, if you had somebody who went all the way to the top, then you could put their names there to show that they finished. And that's just an easy way to keep track of who's done and who's still working. All right, and all of these can be like copied and pasted. Like for example, if you needed more than one of these rhythm, if you needed more than one of these progress charts, you can left click in the on the bar on the left, and then Control C to copy it, and then Control V to paste, and all of the objects that were in the previous slide have copied over, and you can either change them or copy them or whatever you want to do with them. But just so you know, if you need more charts, you can literally just copy paste. All right, moving on from progress charts and activity sections, you can close all of these sections so that way it's easier to navigate the whole thing. There's quite a few slides in the whole thing. Let's see how many there are. It looks like in the entire program there are a total of 375 slides, and the last one is a congratulatory slide. All right, all of the images that are in the PowerPoint, the notation that's in here actually came from another product that I created. Matt Henson, who's a font developer plus professor and composer, developed the Rhythms font, which is found on his website, and I was able to, and he allowed me to, create these digital movable PNGs that are transparent, so that I could create other products and things that I thought might be useful for music teachers. So please check those out. And I hope that this is useful for you, and I hope the activities and all of the rhythms in there are useful for you. I know our students love this race, and I've been doing it for about 15 years now. So it's something that we do every year in my classroom, and every grade participates and every grade finishes the whole thing. From the beginning to the end. You might be astonished once you see what kinds of things they're reading once they get to the end, but for the most part, every grade finishes by the end of the year. All right, thank you so much, and have a great night.